My name is Stephen Hall. I'm a person who lived here in Paterson for some 55 years. And in 1989, I built a home in Glen Rock and moved there with my wife. And my wife has since been deceased. And my avocation now is being a historian. And I am the historian of Integrity Lodge number 51. And I'm also an assistant grand historian for the Most Worshipful Prince Hall Grand Lodge, which is in Newark and is affiliated with the state of New Jersey. So, in these ventures, I've been able to do a lot of research and find out a lot of facts, which most people are not knowledgeable of. And I continually update the history of Integrity Lodge with the new research that has come to me through various channels. And it's been an enjoyable thing to be able to do. Now, the real reason I came here was we used to meet at CMA Hall. And this, as Integrity Lodge, that was our temple place of meeting. And there were plenty of brothers who were members of the lodge who were also affiliated with St. Augustine Presbyterian Church. So we had quite a good relationship. And a lot of the very important brothers who were members of Integrity were also members here at St. Augustine. You might know that Brother John Huggs was one of the older persons affiliated with both St. Augustine Presbyterian Church and Integrity Lodge number 51. Brother Huggs was an organizing senior warden of the lodge when we first got our start here in the community of Paterson. And I was able to collect quite a bit of information about Brother Huggs. And one of the things was that he was the originator of the CMA organization, which founded CMA Hall. And I think that had something to do with the fact that we chose that as a facility to meet at down through the years. We were at CMA Hall. I get a starting date of 1948. That is from our 100th anniversary Grand Lodge program. And that was the address that was listed on the picture that we have displayed in the 100th souvenir journal. And we stayed at CMA Hall until 1960, when we acquired our temple at 146 Broadway. And then subsequently, that temple was bought by the City of Paterson Department of Health their new building that they built down at, on Broadway. And so we bought another building at 224 Broadway in 1976. So you can see how the activities of CMA Hall and St. Augustine Presbyterian Church and Integrity Lodge have been interwoven in this history of the city of Paterson. We have another very, very prominent member who was a past master of Integrity Lodge, Dr. Norman T. Cotton, who was master of Integrity Lodge in 1914 through 1916. And I have a very, very personal relationship with Dr. Cotton because he was my doctor. And in 1937, I was hit by a car over on Broadway, and I was pretty well banged up. And Dr. Cotton used to come and visit me at the hospital. And I was in a full cast, up to my neck, right on down. I had broken pelvis, broken legs, I was all broken ribs. I was in bad shape. And this was in June when I had to have this full cast on. So you know, it was suffering time for me. And I was only 3 or 4 years old. And so Dr. Cotton used to come and cheer me up. And I developed a good friendship with him. But even more than that, Dr. Cotton used to come up to my neighborhood up there on 22nd Street where I live. And Dr. Cotton had a 1937 LaSalle, a pretty car, a convertible. And he used to load that car up with all the kids in the neighborhood and take us out for a drive. And then treat us all to ice cream. It didn't make no difference who you were or what color you were. All the kids got a treat for the ice cream. And so it was always a good occasion to see Dr. Cotton, my friend. And I was always quite pleased to know that I knew this very fabulous and prominent doctor. And then back in, I think it was the 30s, my mother had rheumatism, and she couldn't walk. And Dr. Cotton came, and he prescribed some medicine through Williams Pharmacy over there on Graham Avenue at Hamilton, and got my mother up walking, and got her back to being normal again. So I always remember that as an occasion. And my mother used to say, boy, that medicine tastes bad. But Dr. Cotton knew the cure. And it was always a good thing to know that we had such a prominent doctor here in Paterson. And I know of another story where Dr. Cotton was treating a lady who lived up in Bergen County, I believe. And I don't know what her illness was exactly. But Dr. Cotton got her back on the road to recovery, and she plunked down $10,000 and gave it to him for his work. So we've got a lot of things that have happened here at St. Augustine, at CNA Hall, and in the city of Paterson, all intertwined with our history. And it doesn't take long or too much research to find that Dr. Cotton was a very, very prominent man in the medical field. And as I started doing research, I told the brothers, if I looked in a book and I couldn't find Dr. Cotton to be footnoted somewhere, I knew the book wasn't going to be helpful for me to finding anything about black folk. So that was always my marker, and provided by my good friend, Dr. Kai.